Hi friends, welcome back to your favorite channel Trading Technicals. So I'll continue with my series with price action. Okay, and we need to understand certain things on the price action. How do we use it? What all things we are talking about, and certain things we spoke about in my last video about the candlestick patterns. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear what is that candlestick patterns, how are we using it, what are the candles are saying. The individual candles talk about a thing which we can take a trade on. Okay, and so that is what we try to use it. Okay, and so today we will talk about certain things about the trend lines, certain things about how do we use these horizontal lines and other things. Okay, and what is swing high, swing lows, other things. Okay, so I'll just try to keep it very small video because I don't want to take your time. Any queries, anything, you can always post it. I'll try to clear your doubts with whatever explanations, or we can have a follow-up session as a webinar. Okay, so today let's talk about the trend lines. Okay, now the trend lines are very simple things. Okay, let's not complicate the things with multiple analysis and all those things. Okay, so trend line, when we are putting the trend lines, we have to always remember when we are taking when we are seeing the trend is on the upside. Okay, if the trend is on upside, our trend lines will always be on the downside. Okay, so that we find out what is the support which is there, right? So if you see here, I just drawn a trend line here. Okay, which is beautifully telling us, okay, that this particular movement which was just going as per the trend line itself. Okay, and it continued. So till that time our the stop loss is not hit, or we have not moved out of at this particular candle, probably we would have moved out, or this candle we would have moved out. But otherwise this is beautifully tested. Okay, but as we know, we talk about this particular thing, that this is looking fantastically fine, right? This particular movement was a fantastic movement and we got exactly as per the trend line. Okay, but at this particular time, if at all, if you are seeing the trend line is broken, okay, do you think we would have taken a short trade here? Answer is absolutely yes. Okay, now what happens because of this trend line thing? Okay, the trend line is a useful tool. Okay, we can use it always, but what has happened here is this particular place, this is confused. Okay, because it has broken the trend line, and then somebody is considering this as a, the expert in this particular trend line will take a short trade here, and the stop losses would get hit, right? So what we are doing is we are continue to use the trend lines with a horizontal lines. Okay, now horizontal line is something which is favorite of mine. Okay, which is what I use it. Okay, generally you would have seen lots of horizontal lines. Okay, so where my trade would have come. Okay, now if you see, horizontal line is something which works really great. Okay, now you see this particular movements. Okay, certain movements like this is one movement. Okay, this is the place where, if you see, this was a range which was being played. Okay, and when the breakout has happened, okay, breakout has happened here. Okay, so what would be my entry point? My entry point would be this. Okay, I will accompany this with the volume so that I know this breakout is clear. Okay, and my stop loss would be either this, if I'm going in a swing trade kind of thing, or else what I will do is I'll the nearby areas where this will be my stop loss. Okay, or I can even go with the stop loss, but this is chances of hitting this is much higher. Okay, so because any drop which comes in here, it will kind of take your stop loss and it will again start going up. Okay, but beautifully, if you see, if you would have combined this, the trend line with this horizontal line, this would have given you a perfect entry, right? So probably at this particular point you don't have seen this trend line only, right? Because just now it is plotted here, So we are happy to see here this particular trend line, and we are happy that okay, this trend line is going like this, and we would have taken a trade here and it would have gone here. Okay, but when this was forming, you wouldn't have seen this trend line anywhere. Okay, because you can't just map this and you would have seen all these things. But however, these horizontal lines had given you a perfect entry that okay, this is a breakout area for me, and this is exactly broken out at this point. Okay, and my stop loss, if at all, my 915 or 916 would have been my entry, and if my stop loss would have been 895. Okay, so which is almost 20 points in a swing trade. It is a 20 points SL is correct. And then I would have got at least 960, which is 20 points SL and almost 40 points gain. Okay, 40 to 50 points gain. Okay, so this is what 1:2 you would have got it easily here. Okay, so this is where these horizontal lines which would come into the picture, and these are very important. Okay, and on top of that, what we do is when we see this kind of trend which is forming, okay, when we see this kind of momentum which is there, and the horizontal lines are confirming us that there is a zone which is getting created. Okay, now this zone, what we do is we generally try and build up these zones on a longer time frame. Okay, so we would not try to unnecessarily go into the some smaller time frame and build these zones. Okay, we just need that confirmation where exactly. Now what has happened is, on this particular place, if you see, the zone has come. Now this particular place, this has given a breakout, right? Now you see another point here. Okay, when this particular stock has reached to this particular point, what has happened? It is exactly reversed. Okay, so this is all about the price action. You just have to train your eyes at this particular point to check what are these, the earlier zones which are created here. This one is telling you there is a selling zone which is available here. Okay, because from here the this particular stock has fallen this much, right? So next time it has come here again, it has fallen almost half of it. Okay, now the other thing which you have to another thing which you have to remember always. Now when you are seeing this kind of zones, how would you develop your eyes to see what is going to happen, or how do I kind of predict it? Okay, how do I kind of learn from this particular thing? Now we have a zone here. Absolutely, we found out a zone. Okay, now you find out what is happening. Okay, now what is happening here is this zone got activated as soon as the stock has come to this point. This has fallen, this has given you a decent move. Okay, and this has come to this particular support. This has tested the support. Anytime and every time whenever the breakout happens, you would always see the stock is coming and testing the support, from the where the breakout has happened. Okay, and then it will check whether the support is really strong, or it will break down and then it will again go back to the same range. However, if it is breaking out, it is testing the support, that means it is gonna be ready for the next big move. Now when this big move is gonna happen, that we have to test it and check it, and we have to wait for the breakouts. Okay, stock market is all about the patience. We need to have the patience in the stock market. We can't just jump into the trade just like that. And always remember one thing is, if you are not waiting for the right thing, if you just want a thrill, so you can enter into any trade. But if you want real money, then you have to wait for the right opportunity. Okay, and if you wait for the right opportunity, you will make on one trade itself, you will make more money. Okay, so this is what we need to always learn. Okay, so trend line is something which we do it like this. Okay, which we spoke about somewhere. And so this is the trend line, right? And this, if you see, this is a stock which is taking this particular trend line and then moved up, then it came down. Okay, so whenever the stock is in uptrend, we will plot a trend line which is below, and it has to at least connect 2 points. Okay, 2 points minimum it has to connect. Second thing is, it should not break any candle, or it should not cut any candle. Okay, so if it is cutting that candle, that means the trend line is not correct. Okay, the second thing is, whenever the stock is in falling range, we will take a trade, or we will take the trend line which is from upside. Okay, So basically, the objective of doing this is we need to know where is the breakout happening, where is the trend which is changing. Now in this particular scenario, you would have seen the trend has changed here. It has fallen down. Okay, again we have this trend line which we have plotted it here. Then this is confirming me that the movement has happened. This has come out of the zone. Okay, and then it is moving up. Okay, so we would have waited for this breakout to happen, and once the breakout has happened, we are entering into the trade. Okay, so this is where we make decent money on one trade itself. We are not waiting for the further. Now this is another thing which is this is looking like a flag kind of pattern. However, this we will discuss it in the next videos. But if you would have understood this trend lines, it will help you to plot it on your charts. Okay, so you do your own analysis and you start plotting these things. Okay, now second thing is we spoke about the horizontal line. I think I had already covered this one particular topic somewhere on the the horizontal lines, how we are plotting it. So the swing high, swing lows, we are taking it. Okay, now when we are plotting the swing high, swing low, if you are considering how we predict the market, or how do we kind of analyze the market. Okay, now if you see here, there is one swing which was here. Okay, if you see the next swing which has come here. Okay, and the third swing which was here. Okay, now you see, this is basically talking about lower highs. This is high, second lower high, and third lower high. So basically what it is confirming me, this is confirming me the stock is actually into a downtrend, because it is plotting lower highs. However, this also has to be confirmed by the confirmation of lower lows. Now what is, whether this is happening? Yes, this is one lower low, then the second lower low, and the third lower low. Now what has happened? Now when will I get a confirmation that the trend has changed? The time this particular zone is being broken. Okay, this high, okay, the recent lower high, if this gets broken, I know the trend has changed, and that is where I need to go long on this particular stock. Okay, now what has happened here, this is again, it is gone into a low high. Okay, it is, once it is broken this particular thing, it has gone up. Okay, one higher high is plotted, right? Then the higher low is plotted. The second one is actually almost on the same range. So this is confirming me, or this is actually low as per this particular thing. So this is confirming me this is a sideways market, or this is gonna be staying in this particular range for some more time, or okay, or it has to break this low. Then I will go with the short mindset on the stock. Okay, so whenever you are shortlisting any stock for that matter, what you need to do is you have to always have this analysis. So when the stock is in uptrend, we will try and find out buying opportunities. When the stock is in downtrend like this, we will try and find out shorting opportunities, because that will give you much higher returns than the shorting. Or see, whenever you see, now this was a short thing. Okay, so this one was there shorting. Okay, probably here we would have seen lower high. Okay, so if you see the red candles which would have given you much higher opportunity to earn money. Okay, this the candle, green candle is very small here. Okay, it would have given you more shorts. Okay, and when it is broken this particular trend, what has happened now with this trend breaking, you see your green candles would be much higher, much bigger. Okay, the red candles would be small. So the opportunity which will be much higher, even if the stock is falling, or if it is coming down, this was a buying opportunity, that the stock is actually going up on the next day. Again it has given a dip, again it is going up. Okay, so basically if you read those trends properly, it is going to help you to take proper trade and take a proper money, okay, from the stock market. So this is what you need to understand from the uh, trend point of view. Okay, the trend lines and other things you will plot it. I know you would have understood. The other things are there. Any questions you can always come back. Okay, but just one thing you have to do is train your eyes to read these particular things. Okay, we have enough and more other indicators and other things, but right now we are only talking about the basic candlesticks. We are not getting into volumes, we are not getting into any indicators. By seeing this trade itself, the trend itself, we should know what side trade trade I should take, what would be the beneficial thing for me, and then we follow this with the data. Okay, so this is what is all about for the today's video. Any other questions, you can always ping me. I'll try to answer those questions. Okay, any other things which are there, I will try to make videos further also. But any other suggestions which are there, I'm always there to listen to you guys. Okay, so always remember, the higher highs, higher lows, trend lines, these are only gonna give you a decent money. Okay, if you learn more, you will get more money. Okay, the other sincere request I had for all of you is, we had and especially I had lots of the calls and other things which are coming my way, and talking about the lots of losses, the job losses and other things. I agree to the current scenario that there are challenges, and there are quite a few issues which are there. Okay, I'll try my best to kind of put up whatever learning things which are there. I will try to put my best thing on giving you some advices here and there. However, my always suggestion is you have to learn on your own. You have to generate your calls. You have to make that money yourself. Okay, but if you don't have any other source of things, my suggestion is always stay away, because your mindset is not suitable for the stock market right now. My suggestion is always stay away from this thing, because stock market needs your mindset in the right place. Okay, the revenge doesn't work here. Okay, if you are proper in your analysis, always you will get a decent money somewhere. Okay, but if your mindset is not there, you will always kind of lose out money. Okay, so the sincere request is always try and find out the other opportunities. Stock market will give you enough and more opportunities here, but you need to have that kind of patience, you need to have that kind of money to play with the stocks every day, and try to work out on your learning more than following anybody blindly. Okay, there are enough and more fights going on all over the places. Okay, everybody is trying to talk about how somebody is earning money and all this thing, but this particular place itself is to make money. Okay, so let's not forget that everybody is here to make money. The point is not to blame anybody, but we have to concentrate on our own studies. We have to do our own analysis. Don't follow anyone blindly. Put your own efforts, read the charts, read the analysis, read the data. It is going to help you in a big time. Just don't get into unnecessary things, which is not going to help anyone here. Okay, the hatred and other things which will not help us. We have to make money for ourselves. We have to learn our own. Enough and more YouTube videos are available, enough and more books are available online. You can go through that, you will learn enough and more. Okay, thank you guys, hope you like this video. Do share this video with your friends and family, and wish you a very good week ahead. Thank you guys.